With Falcon hockey coach Steve Freeman. And Steve, the Falcons had a great big weekend, winning 4 NCHA points last weekend, with 2 come from behind wins, 3-2 at UW-Stout on Friday and 6-3 over UW-Eau Claire on Saturday here at Hunt Arena. Could you talk a little bit about those 2 games? I think we're watching some highlights. This is the Eau Claire game we've got on here now.
Yeah, Jim, the Friday night game over at Stout, a road game, I thought we played a real good game throughout. We had a lot of good chances early on, and I felt that we played, a pretty solid 60 minutes. They came out and they jumped on us a little bit, and then the game settled in, and we had plenty of chances, but, they put theirs in and we didn't. And then, it was a 1-0 game going into the third period. They came out and they scored a goal. There was a dump in that should have been an icing, and they raced to it and scored a goal on that, so we went down 2-0, and then some good things started finally happening for us. We got some pretty good chances. Collegiate scored a nice shorthanded goal and got us back in the game, and then we went on the power play. Collegiate made another very nice play where Bodwin scored on a one-time shot, and then we came down with a few minutes left, and again Collegiate put a puck away. He was in real good position. They tried to flip it out. He knocked it down. Was very patient with the puck and shot and took a good look and shot right inside the post. So he made a great shot, and then we were able to shut the door. Once we get the lead, most of the time in the third period, we're fairly solid and tough to beat.
Steve, you've been talking about your play on the road, how successful the team is. Talk a little bit about that. What goes into your success this year? Yeah,
Jim, it was really, we talked about it before the season started, and I know the guys even got together and talked about it a little bit. And last year was really a down year for us, and the major part of that problem was we didn't play well on the road. I don't know if we didn't prepare well or whatever, but we only won 1 game on the road last year. And this year we're one of the only undefeated teams in the nation on the road. So we're having a tremendous season on the road, playing in all kinds of different rinks and, rising to the occasion. And, we always talk about, the ice surface is pretty much the same in every rink. That's the only thing that you have to worry about. And the guys seem to really pull together, and it seems like we play a much simpler game when we're on the road. We're not quite as fancy. We get the puck in a little bit more. We play with a lot more defensive structure and things like that. So, we've had great success on the road, and hopefully we can keep that up.
Stevie, again, the Stevens Point game, the Eau Claire game on Saturday, the 6-3 game. Can you talk a bit about that?
Yeah, Eau Claire came out really, really fast, and they had played on Thursday night and had Friday off, so they were very fresh. And we had played the night before, and they pressured us hard. But we were hanging pretty tough in there, and our goaltending was pretty solid. Eric Babcock played both games. Bo had the flu. So Eric held in there and held tough and did a terrific job in the nets for us and gave us a chance to kind of get going a little bit. And as the game went on, we got stronger. And then, we have that confidence level now where we can win games in the third period. And that's huge, and we were able to score 5 goals in the third period where, it was a pretty explosive performance. But, Eau Claire put themselves in a little bit of penalty problems. We were able to score, I think, 3 power play goals.
Steve, senior forward Tyler Czuba was named not only the WIAC but the NCHA Player of the Week after he scored the 3-goal hat trick and added 2 assists in the 2 games. Could you talk about Tyler's play a little bit?
Tyler has been on fire since the break. The second half, I think he's got 12 goals in the second half, and he had only 3 the first half, and he was just struggling to put the puck in the net, even though he was getting chances. And now they're starting to go in for him. He would tell you it has a lot to do with Josh Collegiate being on his line and getting him the puck when he's open, and Ben Bodwin doing a lot of the work. But he's kind of a natural goal scorer around the net. He's got a pretty quick release, and he's not afraid to go to the front of the net where you score goals. So he's got a quick hot stick right now, and hopefully he continues that through the playoffs.
Steve, looking ahead, the Falcons are now 14-7-2 overall and 8-6-2 in the NCHA, in 3rd place in the league, and clinched the first-round home playoff series, so that'll be great for the Falcons. Ranked 14th in this week's national poll. Falcons play final 2 games of the regular season at Stevens Point at 7:30 on Friday, and at number 3 ranked St. Norbert on Saturday. A couple of tough road games, but again, you've been playing well on the road. What do you know about the Pointers and the Green Knights?
Well, obviously we've seen both teams play, and we kind of know what to expect. And now going into their buildings, it makes it a little bit tougher. But just like you said, these guys are really confident and that they can play well on the road. And we're really excited to get on the bus and head over there and see what we can do against Stevens Point. And the interesting part is there's so much at stake for all the teams in our league right now, from top to bottom. You know, every single game here, Friday night and Saturday night, is going to change a position for a team in the league. So, I mean, that's how good the league is, and that's how balanced the league is. And Stevens Point came over here, and we had 2 real tight games with us. We split over here, and I know you know, it's going to be the same way over there. So we have to come out skating and use our speed. We didn't play a real speed game against them over here, and we didn't have a lot of jump. So we got to play a lot better than we did play over here. But they're a big physical type team, and I think we have a little bit more speed, but they certainly have the size advantage on us. So you know, we want to get that first game and lock that 3rd spot, and you never know what's going to happen in the playoffs. But you know, we're very happy to be in the playoffs and have home ice. That was one of our goals before the season started: get home ice. You know, and that gives you a chance to do something that first round, that 2-game series, and then it's a 1-game shot after that. So, you know, Friday's very important. You try and get that first one on the road, and then we go over and play the you know, the probable league champion St. Norbert team, who's been one of the top teams in the country every year. And you know, we're just excited to play them on the road and take a whack at them. We haven't won in that building ever, I don't think. We used to beat them pretty regularly in the other building, but since they moved into the new building, we played them a ton of times in lots of big games and lost a lot of dramatic ones in overtime and 1-goal games and things like that. So we're excited to take a whack at them and see how it plays out, but it should make for a fun weekend, and then it's for keeps the following weekend at home in the playoffs.
Steve, good luck to the Falcons this weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Jim.